So let's start the session. Athénaïs, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen, so you're supposed to see it now.
Yes. So Athénaïs is a PhD student that prepared a thesis at the Lauria, Université de Lorraine at
Je
Nancy.
vais tout vous spoiler.
And
Yes.
she will present a method of automatic synthesis of Boolean network for biological knowledge and data. So you have 15 minutes.
Yep. So thanks for the introduction. So hi everyone. As it has been said, I am Athénaïs Vaginet, and I'm a PhD student under the supervision of Taha Boukosba and Malika Smail-Tabon at Lauria and Cran, which are in Nancy. And I will talk about the automatic synthesis of Boolean networks from biological knowledge and data. So first, I will introduce a bit what are Boolean networks. So Boolean networks, which is abbreviated BN, it's a qualitative formalism which is widely used to model biological systems. I've put you here an example of a classic biological system which concerns the cell cycle of a fission yeast from the paper of Novak. And biologists are working with this kind of molecular maps which summarize their knowledge about biological processes. And then we can model the dynamic of the system with many different formalisms, like for example, differential equations, and the one that is of particular interest for us today, Boolean networks. Boolean networks are usually built from experimental data and knowledge, either manually or by using programs. And there are different tools that have been already proposed, but the automatic synthesis of Boolean networks from biological data and knowledge is still a challenge. And today I will present a new approach. But first, what is a Boolean network concretely? So here is one. It models a system of three components, which can be genes or proteins, and in our case, the components that are labeled ABC. At each time, the status of this component can be either 0, which represents the absence, or 1, which represents the presence. And essentially, a Boolean network is just a set of n update functions. So you have one per component. So here, FA, FB, FC. And to express this update function, we are using the classical notation of logic operators for the negation, the disjunction, that is the or the conjunction, that is the and. In our case, local update function, they encode biological reactions. So for example, you can read this one as C activates A. And every time it's the same principle, you have that the status of the child component at time t plus 1 is function of the status of its modificator that we call the parents at time t. And starting from a Boolean network, you can extract two things. So first, its structure that we call the interaction graph. So it's a graph having as node the components of the Boolean network and edges which represent influence and polarity. So for example, here you have a positive edge from C to A because C appears positively in the update function associated with A. And here you have negative self-loop from C to C because C appears negatively in the update function of C. And the second thing you can extract is the dynamic of the Boolean network. So it's summarized in the state transition graph, STG. In this graph, the nodes, they are the possible configuration of the Boolean network. So a configuration is a vector of Bn. For example, 0, 0, 1 means that there is a certain time in which there is no A or B, but there is C. And the configuration 1, 1, 1 means that all the three components ABC are present at the same time. And there is an edge from C to C prime if there is a way of applying the update function, so you can go from the configuration C to the configuration C prime. So now you know which kind of mathematical object we are dealing with, and it's these objects we want to synthesize starting from knowledge and data, which I will now introduce. So usually when you are studying a biological system, you know at least the list of components. For example, here, let's say it's ABC. But it's not the only thing you may know. You may also have a list of influence and polarities. So for example, if you know or if you assume that A activates C, you can put a positive edge from A to C, and so on for all the lists. So at the end, you end up with a directed graph, which we call the prior knowledge network, or PKN. And this, in our synthesis problem, it's the superset of the influences that are allowed. So what we want is the interaction graph of the Boolean network we synthesize to be a subgraph of the PKN. Then you may also have multivariate time series, which gives you concentration of the components over time. And since we are working in the Boolean world, we need to binarize this time series. So I'm using a Schresel, so in this example, 50, for example. And then the red cells represent low concentration and the green cells represent high concentration. And then I can extract the components, the sequence of components. So for example, here, you have that the configuration 0, 1, 0, so 0, 1, 0, spans on 4 time steps, then 0, 1, 1 spans on 3 time steps, etc., etc. And this sequence of configuration, it draws a path in the state transition graph, and we want the Boolean network we synthesize to have this path in their state transition graph. And the thing is that it's not always possible to retrieve the complete path. So what we are doing instead is to maximize a measure that we call the coverage, which is the number of transitions that are retrieved, that is retrieved by the proportion of transition that is retrieved by the state transition graph. For example, here you see that there is only one transition that is retrieved out of 3. So the coverage is of 1/3. Voilà. So as I said before, there are already tools that exist for the automatic synthesis of Boolean networks from a prior knowledge network and a multivariate time series. For example, Reveal, BestFit, and CASPO-TS. And I will not enter much into details, but they are using some assumptions that do not make them always super performant. And hence why we propose ASBN as a new approach. All these approaches, they share similar principles. So first, they delimit the search space using the PKN as constraint, and then they optimize a criteria which measure the adequacy of the synthesized Boolean network with the time series. So this is related to the coverage I was talking about before, but they all use different strategies, slightly different strategies. And in case there are multiple optimal solutions, they are all returned. Now I will give a bit more details about ASBN. So ASBN, it has been formulated as a logic program using the Unsourced Programming Framework, ASP. The main part of the logic program are to first generate all the possible candidate functions, then for each component, then it removes the one that do not respect the PKN, and then it acts like an exhaustive evaluation for the candidates and of all the candidates and return the parsimonious candidates which explain best the binaries observation from the given time series. So here what is important is parsimonious because we return candidate function as a minimal disjunctive normal form, which means that there are no shorter expression, disjunction of conjunction, that can express the same function. And the other thing that is important is that ASP solvers, they are designed to solve a hard problem, and they are using heuristics from SAT solver, which make them able to prune efficiently the search space. So it does not really need to evaluate all the candidates to find the best ones. So we compare this new approach with the already existing ones. And the evaluation procedures basically consist in taking a PKN and a time series to give it to each synthesis tools, which all will return a set of Boolean networks. And then for each Boolean network in this set, you compute the state transition graph. And then in parallel, you use the time series to extract the configuration of sequence, which draws a path in the state transition graph, and then you can compute the coverage. ideally, we would like the synthesis method to return quickly only Boolean networks with good coverage. In the paper, we did evaluation on both real and synthetic datasets of various complexity in various conditions. And especially for the synthetic dataset, one of the conditions that we abbreviated ARN, so with an asynchronous update scheme, with possible repetition of configuration and with noise in the time series, is the condition that is as close as we could to reproduce what we have in real time series. And to show you the quality of the synthesized BN, I will use a schematic representation of the coverage ratio of Boolean network synthesized for a given PKN and time series. So it's not a real result. It's just to give you an idea of the kind of result we are having. So and as a reminder, when you have a time series, the coverage is computed with this following sequence of configuration. So for reveal, it often fails. So it does not return any Boolean networks at all. And so most of the time, there are no points here because there are no Boolean networks recovered, so no coverage to compute. But when it works, the coverage are of 1. And here you see that the points are not really on 1 because I had to deter the points to easy the representation. So this can be explained by the fact that revealed, it tries to explain all the configuration. So it does not work on this sequence, it works on this sequence in an update scheme that is synchronous. And the thing with synchronous update scheme is that you cannot have one configuration that can have two successors. So if it's the case, and in this case, we talk about, I forgot the word. Yeah, well, anyway, if it's the case, reveal will not be able to return any Boolean networks. For best fit, sometimes we have Boolean networks with a very poor coverage and sometimes with very good coverage. And reveal, it works on the exact same sequence, but instead of trying to explain all, it tries to explain the maximal number of configuration. But since it tries to maximize the number of transition that it explains, it will often make self-loop in the state transition graph. So for example, here, it will prefer to explain this transition, so 0, 1, 0 going back to 0, 1, 0, instead of 0, 1, 0 going to 0, 1, 1, which is used to compute the coverage. So this explains the fact that best fit is not super consistent in finding the best Boolean networks with our evaluation criteria. And for CASPO-TS, we remark that it returns a lot of Boolean networks, some with very good coverage, which are actually the best Boolean networks we can obtain at all, and sometimes with quite poor coverage. And this is explained with the fact that CASPO-TS, it allows a wildcard in the sequence of configuration because it assumes that the time series might not be complete, that it might be only partial observations. But in our case, we don't want this feature, which can be good in some cases. And so in our evaluation, it's not really good. And for
Athénaïs, 1 minute.
Okay. And for SVN, thank you. And for SVN, it returns a small number of Boolean networks with a good coverage. So at the end, we can give the medal to SVN. As for the runtime, we are quite happy because overall it's quite short. And here in blue, you see best fit compared to CASPO-TS in red. So we were under CASPO-TS. And we were the method that were failing the less. And as a conclusion, our contribution was to propose SBN, a new approach for the automatic synthesis of Boolean networks constrained in their structure and their dynamics. The approach is free of strong or restraining assumptions. The formulation use ASP, and SBN gives good results. As a future work, we are trying now to apply SBN on PKN and time series directly extracted from SBML models, which are ODE-like. Voilà, thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much, Athénaïs. So now it's the time for the questions. So you know that you can write your question on the question and answer chat. So you have a lot of how to say clap applaudissements. Thank you for your talk. Any questions? A lot of success. So maybe just a first question, quite classical but important. So the examples that you show are quite small in terms of number of nodes. So what about the scale up? How do you method scale up?
After we published the paper, we ran it on Bezier models, and the method does not scale up, but it's also the case for the other methods. So at the end, we are not that bad. I don't know if at the end I've put. Yeah, I might not have put an X about this, but we compared in terms of runtime. It's really much longer. Like it can go up to 4 days and still did not finish. But it's also the case for especially Caspotes.
Okay.
And as the quality, it's as good. Like for this, it's only a matter of runtime.
Okay, thank you. So there is a question from Clémence Reda. Can you recall the definition of coverage and how can it be greater than 1?
No, en fait, it cannot. It's just that for the representation, I jittered the point. So it's the proportion of transition which are retrieved in the state transition graph. And it's just that for the plot here, I added a variance of 10%. Just for the points to not be all on each other. So this is why. But for real, 1 is the maximum.
Okay. Another question from Denis Thieffry. Can your method efficiently handle branching dynamics? When you have a switch?
I mean, I think like for branching dynamics, I mean, anything that is possible with general asynchronous update scheme for Boolean networks is technically retrievable by our approach. At least the way it maximizes the adequacy would take it into account. But it's not something that we really measured, so I would not claim that it's perfect or something like that.
So when there is 2 successors to a state and Casanok asks, how do you choose the threshold to binarize continuous concentration data in time series?
Yeah, so we are using the simplest threshold as possible. So it's max minus mean divided by 2 plus mean. But on the tool, we actually let the user inputting its own binarized time series. So if the user wants to use any other threshold, he can, or she can, they can.
Okay. The very last question during this time, Sébastien can maybe put a slide. The PKN, is it inferred or manually constructed? Is a question from David Cohen.
Alors, bon, it depends actually. For the real data sets, it was PKN that we found in packages working with Boolean networks, and I think it was manually inferred. And for the synthetic dataset, what we did was taking already existing Boolean networks and extracting the interaction graph and giving this interaction graph as the PKN for the synthesis tools.
Okay. Thank you. There are other questions. Maybe you can answer by reading.
Yeah, sure, I will.
By
Thank you very much.